Hello, my friend. Today I want to tell you a story. It's not just a story for your English listening practice, but also a story that can change your life. The title of the story is The Student Who Found His Power. There was once a young man named Daniel. He was 19 years old and lived in a small city with his parents. From the outside, he looked like any other student. He went to classes, wore the same style of jeans and sneakers as his friends, and carried his backpack with books and notes. But inside, Daniel felt lost. He was in his second year at university, studying computer science. His parents hoped he would become an engineer or programmer one day. But Daniel was different. He wasn't bad at school, but he wasn't motivated either. He went to class because he had to. He studied only before exams. Most of the time, he wasted his hours scrolling on his phone, playing games, or just lying in bed. Deep down, he wanted something more. He wanted to feel powerful, respected, proud of himself. But every time he looked in the mirror, he saw only weakness. He saw a boy who had potential but no discipline. He saw someone who was afraid of failing, so he didn't even try. One evening, after a long day of doing nothing, Daniel sat at his desk and stared at his notebook. The pages were empty. His homework was unfinished. His projects were late. He sighed and whispered to himself, "Why am I like this? Why can't I change?" At that moment, his father knocked on the door and entered the room. His father was a quiet man, but he had worked hard all his life. He looked at his son and said, "Daniel, I see you struggling. You have everything you need: books, internet, time, health. But you waste it. Do you know what the most expensive thing in life is?" Daniel shrugged. "Money." His father shook his head. "No, son, the most expensive thing is wasted potential. It is the pain of knowing you could be more, but you choose less. Don't let laziness steal your power." These words hit Daniel deeply. That night, he could not sleep. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking about his father's words. Wasted potential, the pain of knowing you could be more, but you choose less. My friend, stop for a second and ask yourself, are you wasting your potential? Are you living below your power? Write it down right now. Awareness is the first step to change. The next day, Daniel decided to test himself. He woke up early, for the first time in months. His body resisted, but his mind remembered his father's voice. He opened his notebook and wrote, "Day 1, I will not waste a day." He set a small goal, just 2 hours of focused study. At first, it was hard. His phone called to him. His mind wanted to drift, but he forced himself to continue. 2 hours later, he felt something new: pride. It was a small victory, but it was real. Day by day, he repeated this. Small goals, small victories. 2 hours became 3. 3 became 4. He started to enjoy the feeling of progress. But life always tests you. 1 week later, Daniel's friends invited him to play video games all night. "Come on, man. Don't be boring. You can study later," they said. Daniel was tempted. He almost said yes. But then he remembered the empty pages of his notebook and his father's words. He shook his head. "Not tonight. I have work to do." His friends laughed. "Wow, look at Daniel, the serious student." They teased him, but Daniel stayed home. That night, as he finished his assignments, he felt stronger. Saying no to distraction was his first true victory. Think about your own life. Who or what distracts you the most? Is it friends, social media, or your own excuses? Say no once today. Prove to yourself that you can. Weeks passed. Daniel's routine grew stronger. He studied in the mornings, worked on projects in the afternoons, and exercised in the evenings. Slowly, his grades improved. His professors noticed his effort. One of them, Professor Lewis, stopped him after class. "Daniel," he said, "I see a change in you. What happened? Daniel smiled shyly. I just decided I don't want to waste my life anymore. The professor nodded. Good. Remember this. Knowledge gives you skill, but discipline gives you power. Never lose it. That sentence became Daniel's mantra. Discipline gives you power. He wrote it on the first page of his notebook. Months passed, and Daniel faced new challenges. One of his toughest was a group project. His teammates were lazy. They didn't care about deadlines. They wanted Daniel to do everything. He felt frustrated, but instead of complaining, he took control. He divided the tasks, sent reminders, and pushed everyone to work. At first they resisted, but eventually they followed him. For the first time, Daniel became a leader. His group project was successful, and his professor praised him in front of the class. Daniel felt a fire inside. He realized leadership was not about being the smartest. It was about being the one who takes responsibility when no one else does. Leadership begins with you. Don't wait for others to move. Be the one who stands up, takes charge, and pushes forward. Today, take responsibility for one thing you've been avoiding. Daniel's confidence grew. He started applying for internships. At first, he was rejected. One company wrote, "Not enough experience." Another said, "We chose another candidate." The old Daniel would have given up. But the new Daniel said, "Every rejection is a lesson. I will improve." He kept learning, kept applying, and finally one day, he got an email. "Congratulations, Daniel. You have been accepted as an intern." Tears filled his eyes. He ran to his parents, and his father hugged him. "I am proud of you. Son, you found your power. Remember this. Your breakthrough will not come after one try. It will come after many failures, after many rejections. Don't stop. Keep pushing. Your time will come." As Daniel worked at his internship, he discovered another truth. Power is not just about studying or working. Power is about consistency. Every day, he showed up on time, ready to learn. He was not the smartest in tone, but he was the most reliable. His boss noticed. "Daniel, you are dependable. That is a rare quality," he said. By the end of the internship, Daniel was offered a part-time job. His journey from a lazy student to a young professional was complete. But Daniel knew this was only the beginning. He had discovered something more important than any job. He had discovered the power inside himself. He realized that laziness is like a chain, keeping you weak and stuck. But discipline is the key that breaks that chain. Once you unlock it, nothing can stop you. My friend, your power is waiting inside you too. Don't waste another day. Start small. Take one action today that your future self will thank you for. Thank you for listening to this story. Remember, Daniel was no different from you. He was ordinary, lazy, and lost. But he made a choice. And that choice changed his life. Now it's your turn. Don't let laziness steal your power. Don't let fear stop you. The world is waiting for your potential. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel for more motivational stories. And now, I want to hear from you. Write a comment. Tell us about your struggle, your dream, or the first step you will take today to find your own power. Your feedback matters. Your story can inspire others. Together, we can build a community of people who refuse to waste their potential. Together, we can change lives.